will improve.
And does that also count for muscles? Because I've been
100%.
really keen to ask you. I go to the gym every day and I think I'm not growing my muscles very well because I'm basically doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know that I should be doing something differently here.
Yeah, we can do better than that.
What are the fundamental things I need to be thinking about? I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow morning now, but what do I need to be thinking about?
What you've kind of described is playing a game of variation against specificity. Okay, like everything, pros and cons here. It's not much better. If you were to go hyper specific, you did the exact same workout every single time, you would drive a lot of adaptation because you're seeing exactly what you're going after. At the same time, though, you've increased our chance of overuse, injury, problems because we're putting all of our load and stress in the same movement patterns, the same joints, etc. If you go the other direction, which is like, I literally just make up my workouts every single time, right? Chance of overuse of a specific movement pattern goes down, but progress also goes down because there's not enough stimulus in the same pattern. So we need consistency. We need to drive a groove and get better at something, but we don't want to be there. So how do we play the game a little bit? Well, we want to have what's called variation. We want to have for you some sort of progressive overload. How do we achieve that? We can go up in load or weight, okay? We can go up in reps per set. We can go up in sets. We can go up in number of exercises. We can go up in what's called frequency, so how many days per week. We could do a combination. We could reduce your rest intervals, how much time you're resting between reps, any combinations, right? But we have to have some strategy. We can't do it all. And what we want to think about is 10%, which is no more than a 10% increase week to week. Okay, that'll be enough where we can progressively overload you, but also not really make our injury risk too high. So we would want a fairly consistent plan for maybe 6 to 8 weeks or so that we can watch and monitor and go, okay, great. What I would recommend you doing is having, say, 50 workouts, all planned out. And you're going to get to the end of 50 whenever you get to the end of 50. We're not doing like you work out legs Monday, you do upper body Wednesday. No, here's your workout. And this is the order you're going to do them in. And here's the 50 you're going to complete. And we're going to write a new program when you're done with 50. But if you can get the workout 1 done today, and tomorrow you can get workout number 2 done, great. And then it's 3 days before you get to number 3, fine. Number 4. So instead of thinking about this on like a 7-day microcycle is what we called it. No. We just have this much work to get done. Ideally, we want to get this 50 done in the next 100 days. Okay, great, whatever. You're going to go 3 or 4 days in a row because you're like, hey, actually, I got a trip going on. I'm not going to be able to train those 2 days, so I'm going to train 4 days in a row. Well, it's not ideal, but it's better than skipping 3 days. Okay, great. Then you're going to come back and go, hey, I'm actually home for 10 days. I got to stretch. I'm going to go 3 days, a day off. Oh, okay, great. But that's what we would do as a system somewhere like that, where you know what the end goal is, but that allows us to then construct those 50 days with intentional overload.
As you know, Whoop are a sponsor of this podcast, and I'm an investor in the company. And last month, I had the chance to sit down with Kristen Holmes. She's the VP of Performance at Whoop, and I learned so much from our conversation about circadian rhythms and things like sleep. Studies show that for every 45 minutes of sleep debt that you accrue, that your decision-making ability will drop by up to 10%. And when you're chronically underslept, you'll only be a fraction of the person, the fraction of the boss, partner, friend, manager that you can be. That's why I'm obsessed with Whoop, which not just tracks but coaches you on how to get better at sleep so you can bring your best to everything that you choose to do. If you're not convinced, you can try Whoop for 30 days completely risk-free with zero commitment just by going to join.whoop.com/CEO. That's join.whoop.com/CEO, and let me know how you get on. If you don't like it, there's no commitment. Join.whoop.com/CEO.